I don't know. I don't really necessarily have anything. That's why I said.
We could talk about the energy flow.
Make a video today. Talk about the energy flow? What about it?
I don't know. When I see the sky and I see the energy flow, it's chaotic again.
What does that exactly mean?
It's chaotic. I don't know. It's weird.
Like, can you describe it?
You know, kind of like the Matrix. You think of the Matrix, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of look up at the sky and you can see glitches. You know, like an energy flow of glitches where they're not supposed to be there. And you know that there's something going on with some type of energy transition again, but it's like you can't confirm it because you're not really sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm listening.
Listen to what?
I'm just listening. I mean, I can't really even say anything because I don't know.
I don't listen to energy things. I'm just saying. I see.
I'm saying I'm listening to you.
Like, that's my perspective, the energy. Like, when I look around the sun, you can see how chaotic it is, like, around it. The energy field, and it's, like, gnarly.
So you see that, and I don't exactly know how you see it, like, how you see it. Like, is it...
I see patterns in the sky.
Oh, you see patterns, okay.
Almost like when I see my own neurons fire in my eyes, but there's a different thing that I see when I see, like, in the sky, and I see the energy flow. Like, I know when it's gonna rain when I look up at the sky at night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can see the energy flow. Like, it's just weird.
Is it? So you see it in patterns.
Yeah, like a think of it like an ocean current.
Mm-hmm.
Like an ocean current. Is the radio too loud?
I don't know. I'll turn it down to 2.
But I think it's like how I see energy is like an ocean current. Think of a current and then it changes. That's how I think of the sky. That's how I believe the energy currents are, because they're like when a current changes, it's like whew, you can see it. For me, my perspective. Like, everyone's abilities and gifts in the spiritual area is like completely different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. Well, you got some really cool gifts. I don't know anything about that.
I'm just looking down because I'm knitting right now. I'm knitting.
Boy, that sun's getting bright. It's like 5:45, and it was almost dark this time, like 2 months ago.
I know. It's not winter almost. It's like, I think a couple more weeks. I think winter ends March 20. No, it ended because of February 26th, I think.
The solstice is usually around the 21st of the month. And I think we changed the clocks back this week, Sunday. So, yep. I think we're almost officially in spring. Spring has sprung.
Well, my friend got me back into knitting again. He said that at the public library where we live is there are these older ladies that go knitting, and they just sit there and knit all day and talk gossip. And I'm like, wow, that actually seems really fun. Gossip's really fun in the town I live in, you know. And knitting's really fun too. So, like, you get the 2 in 1. You know? Huh?
Yeah, I mean...
It's
It's a little odd that a 23-year-old man would want to go knit with a bunch of old nitties, but...
Dude, knitting
whatever.
is fun. And when people say, I don't know how to knit, or they say, that's gay, bro, why do you knit? I'm like, well, can you knit, man? Can you knit? And I'll be like, and they'll be like, no. And they'll be like, exactly.
I don't think didn't I share that thing on your Facebook page? Didn't I share a thing on there about the guy that lives in New York and knits?
What's he do?
Oh.
He just knits?
Yeah, he knits. He travels around on the subway. You know, I don't know, to go to work and stuff, I'm assuming. And while he's on there, he knits.
Knitting's fun. It takes time, a lot of time.
Yeah, and he shows some of the really cool stuff that he's made.
I like knitting scarves because it's simple.
So,
semi-simple. Because you just got to make, like, I already made, well, last time I counted it, it was 54 rows. And there's 16 rows that I'm making, so every time I make a stitch, that's 16 times 50. That's how many times I'm putting this through the hoop, through the hole, pulling it back, and then do it again. So one, and then there's a stitch. That's one, and then there's another stitch. Like, if you actually think about it, that's a lot of time.
Are you making a scarf?
Yes. Just to warm me up back into knitting, you know? It's not perfect, but you know, like, when you haven't knitted for like a year, it's like, it's better than nothing. I gotta find my niece's scarf and take a picture of it so I can show my friends how OCD I was when I first knitted. Like, or when I warmed up and I knitted, and it's so perfect looking.
So the energy's changing. You see a chaotic energy in the sky. How do you interpret that, or what do you think that means?
I feel like my gut's telling me that something's gonna happen again, but it's like, you know, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Another shift change is gonna happen. Like, I could sense the shift changes before, like, you know, when you, like, evolve, like this year, people evolved and they talked all about it, you know, everyone talked about it. At least I could sense when the next evolve one comes. Does that make sense? There's people that can sense it.
I wonder if you put your shade up sideways, if it will block the sun from you. There you go. Did it? Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So
You just gotta adapt with your ability.
shift in human consciousness, you're saying, basically, is going to occur. And some people are going to be on that shift and some people aren't.
Yeah, I noticed it earlier when I was shaking. My hands were shaking really bad. For some stupid reason. I'm like, what the hell is this all about? I'm not taking any medication.
Huh.
I haven't eaten a lot of sugar. Oh, that's right. Something weird happened in my room last night.
Oh yeah, what happened?
I was kind of like frightened because I was like, what the hell? You know, because like it was sudden, so quick. Something fell in my room for some random reason. But when I went to go look to see what fell, nothing was there. Yeah, it was weird. So I was really tired, so I decided to go to bed last night. And right when I get like cuddled up in my blanket, and like I went to try to go to sleep, and then I had like my eyes covered under my blanket, and then like something went cling, and I'm like, and nothing. I didn't see nothing. You know?
Yeah, interesting.
Something was in my room.
You always say that. You always say something was in my room. But then, I mean, I just went in there and smudged your room like a few days ago. We had the carpets cleaned. You asked me to do that, and I did while you were gone. You know I did it because you came back and the whole house smelled like Palo Santo. So I totally smudged your room, and I never really feel anything in there.
Because your sensitivity's low. It's not my fault. My sensitivity is super high. I can sense the smallest things.
Well, I understand that, but what if it's you?
It's not me.
What if the theory is that it's you doing that?
Nope.
How do you know?
How do I know? Because I know. I know because I know that you know that I know that they know that I know that you know that I know that the world knows that it's not me.
Okay.
Brain twister.
Well, I think it's you.
You think? You can think what you think, but it's definitely not me. Just like you said, like you say it's me about my shoulder pain. Look at my shoulder. Look at my shoulder on camera. Look at it. It's pushed forward. It's weird. Like it's supposed to be back here, but it hurts being back there. So it naturally wants to stay forward.
Yeah.
And then you say, "No, it's all you. You just imagine it."
I didn't say you imagine it. I say you manifest it. There's a difference between imagination and manifestation.
I didn't manifest nothing. My shoulder's been killing me. Both of them. I don't know why. I've been getting agony pain in both of them. Aches and cramps. And then it plops. And then it's like, oh.
So what might that represent? If your body was telling a story about what was going on inside your spirit, what would achy, poppy, crampy shoulders represent?
For me?
Yeah.
That my arms are messed up.
And what would that represent on a spiritual level to you, for you?
There's an opening.
There's an opening? What does that mean?
You know, like a hole in the wall.
Okay. Hole in the wall? That's called your shadow.
My shadow?
That's what your shadow is. The holes.
But what happens if a person has more than one shadow?
You can have more than one holes, but you generally don't have more than one shadow.
I mean, you could have two shadows. Hypothetically speaking.
Well, you can have more than one hole. You can have shadow aspects, different aspects of your personality.
You mean a split personality? That shit's scary. You know anyone with a split personality? I do too.
They don't really call it that though.
I do.
They call it dissociative identity disorder.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. It's scary when you have like a acquaintance friend.
What's scary about it?
What's scary about it?
Yeah.
That person will be happy one minute, and the second thing, he's grabbing a knife trying to stab your ass. And you're like, what the hell is going on? But then you realize that, oh yeah, that's right, he has the multiple personality disorder. I still haven't even watched the movie Split yet, because I know not to watch that, because I actually have friends that are like that.
What's really fascinating about dissociative identity disorder, aka multiple personality disorder,
Yes.
and as it does sort of evidence in that movie, which is why I love M. Night Shyamalan, because he's so brilliant in his movies and how he portrays things, and it's got deep spiritual relevance in his movies. But anyway, you know, each personality can have a whole different sort of body composition and physical issues. So like the character in the movie, which represents the reality for a lot of people with dissociative identity disorder.
Do you know how to speak?
They can have diabetes in 4 of their personalities and not have diabetes in the other ones. And it's medically proven.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
Yeah. So what does that really say to you about how we can actually manifest disease in our body?
I don't know. What's it say?
That we can manifest disease in our bodies.
That took the stress out of my back. Woo! Oh. See, I've been reading up on schizophrenia because I have a friend that has schizophrenia.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, where's all this stuff this person is making up, you know? Like, because I talked to the family, I talked to my friends about it, and I'm like, half the stuff this person says doesn't add up, you know? And I've talked, we all drank beer and we all talked about it because it's like a heavy story when you have a friend that's schizophrenic and it's severe schizophrenia.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hallucinations are so powerful that it manipulates your thoughts when you're dreaming, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Where I was looking at severe cases of schizophrenia because it runs in the family. I'm like, okay, so if this person has schizophrenia, then how bad can it get? And now I'm seeing how bad it actually could be because it's that person is living it, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, the only reason you're like that is because you're making yourself believe that you could be like that. And then you get stuck in like an ouroboros cycle or an infinity cycle. Well, you're just 100% negative all the time, and you don't want to. You kind of like how you think like that, and it sounds messed up.
Well, the interesting thing about that, because you brought up negative, is that there's a Stanford anthropologist who did research on auditory hallucinations, which is when people hear voices, they hear things. And she studied it in the United States, and she studied it in 2 or 3 other countries. And it was only in the United States that people reported that the voices were negative. They were telling them to hurt themselves or hurt other people. They were saying bad things about them.
Because that's America. America sucks.
In other countries, they weren't saying that. So what that tells you is that the voices and what they say, or the visual hallucinations and what they show, is not universal. It's not a universal thing. It's a cultural thing.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't like America. And like you were saying something about Japan. You're like, Japan has the highest suicide rate.
Well, it's true. They do.
They do, but I still want to move there. I don't care.
I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't move there.
I know, and then now that you said that, it makes it seem like that I'm going there just for suicide or something.
No.
I want to live there. I just want to live there. I mean, I'm already studying some.
I'm not saying that at all.
I'm studying the alphabet of Japan.
I'm just saying culturally, there's a reason their suicide rate is so high. Because their culture has some problems.
It's like, don't go your dish,
Yeah.
Hi, game.
So you've been studying
Baru.
Japanese.
My pronunciation's not 100%, but when you get the grasp of the alphabet and you're not 100% sure on the alphabet, once I find someone that's Japanese and I can speak to them, it would be a lot more easier to understand the pronunciations, because I can't understand how they pronounce their J's. That's what throws me off. Some of the letters throw me off. See, I understand the alphabet, like the.
Maybe you should ask Dave. He will probably know.
Yeah, but it's. You said I changed. I don't know how. Maybe because I don't want to play Magic anymore.
Why don't you want to play Magic anymore?
I'm just bored of it. I'm still bored of it. Until I really, really want to play Magic again, I'll play it, It sounds messed up, but it totally makes sense. You get really bored. And it's a very expensive hobby.
Yeah. True.
You got to keep a lot of money into it.
Very true.
Some of the cards I have are like $20 each. For a piece of cardboard.
Right. I understand.
So, on the topic of the energy flows, I could see which the energy's going, like a current. I could see where it's going. But there's these times where it's raining, and I could see where the energy's flowing, but it gets stuck into like a wormhole thing. I could see it in the sky. It gets sucked in, and I don't see where it's coming out. Every time it rains, I notice that. I'm like, where the hell is the energy going?
That's interesting.
So there's like portals open above the sky, and I can see them. I'm like, what the hell? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't, but I'm listening.
I bet some of the people who watch this might understand.
Well, I'm sure. Hopefully. I'm sure somebody will.
But like, I notice
doesn't mean,
every time it's cloudy or something, like there's no sunlight at all, I can see the energy clear. Like it's super chaotic, and it's like, because it's like, I think like portals open up and like it sucks up the energy, but the energy doesn't know where to go because it disrupted the energy field, So I can see the energy flowing in the backyard when I'm looking out and I'm looking up at the sky, and I'm like, where is this energy going? It makes you wonder.
So you're saying using logic with your spiritual gifts to try to make sense of something, the world around you, or the information that's coming in, and what to do with the information.
Yeah. I like how I'm still looking down, but I'm still knitting. But anyway, yeah. I mean, it totally makes sense when you look into a spiritual belief of, like, my belief. Like, I don't know, my belief's a little everywhere right now, currently. I still haven't figured out what solid belief I am in. But...
You're talking about, like, religious-wise?
Yes, religious-wise.
Yeah, okay.
I'm still open on religion. But I haven't decided. I'm not atheist because, like, I still believe in multiple gods. I don't believe in one God because it's infinity. Because every Christian out there, or every strong religion, always gonna come by this question. They believe in this God, right? But who created that God? Who created the first God? So now that's where it gets complex. It's like, well, that's why you believe in multiple gods.
Well, what if all those gods are just facets of one single source? You know?
Or a god with multiple personality disorders.
Yeah, kind of basically like that.
Because if you talk about, like, Viking gods, then there's, like, there's Loki, the Joker.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
The kind of like an evil one, you know, like the evil Meister kind of guy, you know, like he likes to play sick jokes, but I mean, in a way, they're kind of funny. I mean, like, they're fucked up funny, but they're funny to me. I mean, I thought about this really. I was thinking, man, if I was a Viking, I think Loki would be my god. Would be the one I would worship.
So you like the jokester, the trickster?
Yeah. I like, you know, it would make sense actually now that I think about it, because I really like that dark stuff. It sounds messed up. Like, I laugh at the dumbest stuff, like the dumbest, like, witchy kind of stuff, you know, like more like heathen stuff. I like that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't practice that stuff. I just like that stuff. I understand where they're coming from.
Right. Yeah, it's a certain sense of humor, but you know, when
it's dark humor, but it's funny.
It is dark humor.
I like dark humor.
And as long as it's not mean or malicious, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If it's done in a spirit of...
It's hard. It's a hard thing to talk about, because it's like, what do you mean, dark way? I mean, I could take this to a dark route and talk about some dark stuff.
No, I totally
that's what I'm saying. But there's stuff I talk about I don't even want to talk about. I can't.
There's the blind guy.
Every time. Usually he's farther down.
Down this way?
Yeah.
Yeah. He got far today. No, I understand totally what you're talking about. That's more my language. I can talk more about that stuff than I can about, you know, seeing, like, energy fields, because I don't see that stuff in the ways that you do. I feel energies from people and things like that.
I feel energies too.
But I don't see things in the ways that you do, or, you know, like how you can, like, pick up certain rocks and crystals and stuff, and you can feel...
I haven't done that for a while.
Energies from
now that
them.
you brought that up.
I don't really work that way, you know, so much. So it's hard for me to understand that gift. You know, I think that anybody can potentially develop any gift, but some people are just intuitively given it. Like, some people are born and they have these natural, beautiful voices to sing, and they can sing, and some people have to take lessons.
My friend was singing today, and he was playing my guitar and singing. I'm like, bro, you sound like shit. To be a real friend, I'm gonna tell you the honest. You sound like absolute dog shit, bro. And he's like, and I'm like, bro, try singing. This is how I described it. His singing skill went up like 5 points after he did this, and I'm like, bro, because his singing normally, it just was like 0.
You're coaching.
So I told him, try singing like a loud whisper, because there's more control when you like whisper. You know what I'm talking about? Like a whisper like this, you can control it more. That's the noises. And when you practice like that, you're like, oh, okay, because you can hear yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you sing out loud, you don't know what the hell you're singing.
Right.
And you sound like, hi guys, I'm good. I'm singing this song. And then when you sing like, hi guys, this is good.
Wow.
You can control your voice.
That's pretty dramatic.
You gotta be dramatic, Mom.
That's why the musicians on stage wear things in their ear.
Because it cancels out their own hearing.
Yeah.
So because when
so
you plug your ears,
so they can hear their own voice because it's so loud.
well, some of them just use they lip sync. Some cheating.
Yeah.
Some of them cheat,
I don't think too many do that though.
but some of them do.
Some do, maybe. So, but I don't think too many. Do you think NF was lip syncing? I don't think so.
Maybe. It sounded like it to me personally. That's just me. Only because like when you actually think about it, it's like I think you know what happens. I think he plays the song, right? They played the song from this where the sound studio is, right? Mm-hmm. And they turn down his studio voice all the way down, and they put it in his ear, so that he knows and keeps up. Because if I was a real artist, I'd forget every song, personally.
Right.
That makes total sense. Like, how the hell? No one has like 100% of remembering.
Well, not
songs.
even forgetting the songs, but getting off the beat too, especially that type of music, you know, rap, because you have to be right on beat. You can't even
skip a word.
You can't even get 2 seconds behind because it'll mess up the whole thing, you know. So, you know, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds messed up, but it's like, you know,
it's not messed up. It's, you know, everybody has to know their trade and know the tricks of the trade, and, you know, use those tricks to maximize, you know, their efficiency and the product they put out.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But besides that, life's been good, all right. You know.
Yeah, you were kind of down a couple days ago, but you seem like you're today.
Yeah. I didn't want to leave the house at all. I was too tired. I needed my sleep. I needed my rest. My body was telling me, you know, because you tell me to always listen to your body and what your body says. And I'm starting to cope with that, you know. I'm like, when my body's tired, I shouldn't do anything, you know.
Yeah.
And today I was thinking, oh, man, I should think of an excuse not to go to art class today. But I'm like, no. You're dirty, man. You're dirty. I'm talking to myself like this. I'm like, you're dirty. Like, I want to go to art class. I want to. Some evil side of me is saying, don't go.
Why do you say it's an evil side of you?
Because I just want to stay home and sleep. All day. Every day. Sleep.
Well, what do you think that is? I mean, do you think that's like legitimately a depression, or do you think like you know there's something?
There's times where I had major depression for a few days.
Well, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
By definition, though, that's not major depression.
No, I had thoughts of like actually hanging myself in my room.
Okay, so you had suicidal ideation.
Yeah, that's like it was like really bad.
You've had that a lot.
It was so bad where at one time I was like about to cry and I literally wanted to kill myself. So I just called my friends up and I'm like, hey man, this is a really bad time, but you think y'all could hang out with me for like 6-7 hours at one night? And like I stayed at their house for like 4 a.m. because like I didn't want to go home because I just wasn't in the right mind. It was that one night, you know, like I told you, I'll be home soon. Yeah. There's those nights where I don't want to be in my room because I stay in my room for so long. All the dark thoughts come out.
Yeah.
And you can't really help it.
Yeah. How do you know they're your thoughts?
Because they're my thoughts. And in a way, I like it. It's weird, right?
No. It's not weird.
That or April's coming up, you know, the anniversary thing with the cops. So it's like that really triggers me every time when it gets near that month. I don't know why, but...
That happened in July.
Yeah, but April, July.
Your surgery was in April.
Yeah, I know.
The actual event was July 27th.
Yeah, I know. But the surgery still, that's probably why my shoulder's always aching. The left one.
Yeah.
That's probably why it was swollen the other day. It was really fat and swollen, and I couldn't close my arm because it was so swollen the other day. And I was trying to go to sleep, but my arm was so fat, and you could feel how swollen it was.
See, now, when we started out this conversation, and I asked you about manifesting it in your body, and you were like, no. But you just told me that maybe that's why it's swollen, because the anniversary's coming up and you're thinking about it. See?
It happens every year, though. It's not a manifest. I'm not manifesting it. My body.
Let me tell you a story.
My mind and my body are two different things.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
are.
are.
They're not separate.
They're not synchronized. I don't keep them synchronized. I don't keep them as one.
Well,
I mean, people say in meditation you got to keep your mind and your soul connected. I don't. I'm completely different. I don't keep my mind and my body together.
So let me tell you the story of what happened to me the other day.
It throws me off.
So, when I broke my ankle, I wasn't able to I take like a ton of supplements, a lot, all kinds of pills. They're all over the counter stuff that my naturopathic doctor put me on, and this and that.
Yes.
When I broke my ankle, I stopped taking all of that except for my vitamin D and my calcium because I couldn't get up off the couch.
Yes.
To organize it, and it's a lot of work to like set all those, organize them how I take them in my pill container, and I didn't want to ask Dad to do it,
Yes.
So I just stopped taking them because it wasn't life-threatening.
Yes.
So for months, I didn't take any of that stuff.
Yes.
And I take B12, high doses of B12.
And the point of the story is going where?
Because I have neuropathy really bad in my hands and feet from having so much chemotherapy and the damage it's done to my nerves.
Yes.
And so I stopped taking the B12.
Yes.
Okay. That was last July, and we're already in March. And because I started working out at the gym again, going on 4 weeks now.
Woo! 4 weeks, yeah!
Yay for me, yeah. Don't be a jerk. I started taking my supplements again. And as I was putting them in the pill container thing, I was thinking to myself, oh, look, B12. I haven't taken B12 since before last July, and I haven't really had neuropathy, hardly bad at all.
You jinxed it.
And guess what happened the next day?
You had neuropathy.
I had really bad neuropathy in my hands and my feet.
You jinxed it.
Even talking about it right now, I feel it coming on. So that's my story of how powerful the mind really is.
Yeah, I know. The mind is so powerful. You could have a dream that's so realistic, because I've had those dreams where you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that actually happened. And you're like,
I had a dream like that last week.
I had a dream like that this morning.
I
had one this morning. It was so weird. I didn't understand it. I still don't understand it.
Does that Taco Bell look different? They painted it or something.
Oh, they remodeled it. Yeah, because it's not the same colors of Taco Bell. What the hell?
It's weird looking, right?
It's gray.
Yeah.
Gray and white. Taco Bell's like weird colors. How was it? Oh, yeah. But anyway, you were saying about neuropathy.
Yeah, I don't know. And I had told you, we'll work on healing your shoulder. And
what's
you said
that?
It made it worse.
What's it called when your ankles swell up? Because my friends were asking me. They're like, wow. And I was like, man, my ankles were swollen one day. And they were looking at it. I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's weird. I get that in road trips and stuff.
I don't know. You just have, I think it's
hereditary.
Really
fat.
Yeah.
The genetically.
I think it's hereditary. I just think you have what's called venous insufficiency, like your vein, the valves in your vein.
What about losing feeling in my hands?
That's neuropathy. That's what I have.
Yeah, because I've been getting that lately.
Well,
it hurts so bad too. It's like a weird.
Yes.
It's like it's tingling, but it's like hurting,
yeah,
like really fucking bad, and you want to cuss because it's like this hand was doing it last night, and I was like, ah, fuck. And I'll try to lift it up and try to get it back, and it won't. And I'm like, ah!
It's like a feeling like your hand's asleep.
Yeah, that's how it felt like last night. I was like, my hand feels asleep, but I can move it, and it hurts.
Yeah.
And there's like a sharp pain going down, like my shoulder, all the way going down. I'm like, ah, fuck.
Once again, like I tried putting you before on the B12, because that's what helps that. It protects the myelin sheaths of the nerves. But you are resistant to taking anything. you know, over the counter or prescription. If you would take B12 every day, it would probably help you with that.
Yes. I love you, Mom.
So I love you too.
If Dave's watching this, I love you, Dave. Leave a comment below, and then my mother will tell me what you say next. Also, I want to say, wubba lubba dub dub. I also want to say that the latest episode of Star Trek Discovery was really good.
Oh, you know what movie comes out this week? Wrinkle in Time. I want to go see it.
It sounds like a porno. Oh my God! Come on down to Wrinkled in Time.
A Wrinkle in Time.
A Wrinkle in Time.
It's really good. It's good. It's good. It's
a
like
porno.
A fantasy. No, it's not.
I learned a new word. And I didn't understand. I was watching my favorite YouTuber, right? And they're joking. They're like, man, and then they said this word, the sex term, and I didn't understand I didn't know what it meant. And I'm like, what the hell does this mean? So I Google it, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
If Dave is watching this, I dare you to Google Charizarding.
Oh, jeez.
That's another sex term, and it's that one's the disturbing one. I don't know who comes up with this weird ass shit, but this is weird beyond weird. My friend sent me the definition on Facebook, and I was like, "What the hell are you sending me, man?" Wait till he reads it. I should just send it to him. I should send it to him on my phone. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like, I know. My friend sent me it. Okay, I'll make one more row and then take a break because I did another, I don't know. But anyway, besides all that, I think...
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're managing your...
My what? You want to say the word?
Thoughts and your emotional life.
I thought you were going to jinx something real long right
your
now. Physical,
all that. You're managing it. You're managing it like an adult.
I told my friend before we close out, I told my friend the truth of what this person needs to do, right?
What person?
My friend.
Mm-hmm.
About the I didn't tell her that she has severe schizophrenia, you know. And I'm like, right now she's having a hard living problem right now because now she can't even trust her family because she's paranoid. She can't trust her family or her friends. Because half the stuff she says, I don't know if I want to believe it or not, you know, because and I told her, I said, you're crying wolf too many times. Because when this stuff actually is gonna happen, I won't know. I won't know if it's the truth. And I told her this. And she hasn't called me back since. Either you want help or you don't. You choose to go to the hospital. Multiple times.
Yeah.
And then you change your lifestyle around it, because I've been in the hospital and I know how sometimes their food is pretty damn good. But I'll tell you what, only insurance can cover so much of going to the hospital so many times.
It becomes a sort of habitual thing.
Habitual ritual, because I'm making it so spiritual.
That's what you're
saying. And it's
typical
for people to think it's hypocritical.
So, you know, that does happen. It's not easy, it's tough, you know. But you must be a pretty good friend.
Well, not good enough, because the person didn't contact me back.
Well, maybe they're back in the hospital again.
That person is homeless currently right now. Because that person chooses to be like that. It's kind of sad, but if a friend doesn't want to talk to me and try to get serious help, then I don't want to be your friend in a way, because you're pulling me down too. And that's why I've been so positive, because I've dropped a lot of friends that were so negative and they don't want help, you know?
Yeah.
It sounds messed up, like, in my eyes. It's like, don't worry, I feel guilty leaving them, but, you know, like, if people don't choose to get help, then and I'm trying to help you, it's like you're not even trying. You're not even trying to change your life. It sounds really messed up, but it's like, if you don't need help, then I'm not gonna be your friend. You know, like, I mean, I want to be your friend and be positive, but then oh, she's waving at me. But yeah. But yeah. Alright, I gotta go smoke a cigarette. I got 5 minutes to class.
Alright. So, thanks for watching, you guys. Have a great day.